Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about will NYC implode, or will crime explode here in New York City? And the short answer to that is yes. So according to the new Manhattan District Attorney appointed by, what the hell's his name? Eric Adams, who's the new New York City mayor. This bag of shit, Alvin Braggs is his name. He's the new Manhattan DA. Alvin Braggs wants to lowball all criminal activities, with the exception of murder, sexual assaults, and sex crimes. But everything else is free reign. So, crime will surge here in the city thanks to the DA. He wants to, like I said, lowball all the, most of the crimes, with the exception of what I mentioned before. Guys, the problem with that is that he gave a blueprint to the criminals as to what he's going to prosecute or be hard on, what he's going to be soft on. And shit, man, sounds like he's going to be soft on 99% of it, with the exception of the 1% of, again, the sex crimes, murder, what was the other one? Terroristic acts, things like that. Those are the things they're going to push hard on. Thank you, because we have terroristic acts and shit like that every day. But meanwhile, the smaller crimes, such as robbery, burglary, fights, drug dealing, are low-level charges. So he's going to make a lot of them, he's going to knock a lot of them from felony counts to misdemeanors or low-class felony counts. So instead of them being B and C's, he's going to make them D's, D felonies. So he wants to downgrade felonies, like I said. He also wants to not seek prison term or prison sentence for a lot of the crimes. So again, guys, he's actively telling criminals what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. So now criminals are like, dude, fuck that. I could rob an old lady every day of the week. I'm going to get a misdemeanor charge now. As long as I don't hit her, as long as she doesn't get hurt too bad, it'll be a misdemeanor charge. If you piss on the street, it's a non-ticket. They're not even going to fucking address it. So now what? Guys will be pissing all over the streets. I thought, and you guys heard me say this before, so now I'm walking back the comment of, I thought Eric Adams was going to do something for the city, but apparently he isn't. He's going to let the city burn. Because if you're giving out your blueprint to the criminals and you're putting it in the newspaper and you make this memo and you send it out to your fucking squad, that's an issue. Because now the criminals are looking at it going, oh, we got free reign, guys. We could do what we want as long as we don't make it violent. So then what's going to happen is the violent crimes might start dropping, and then Eric Adams will be like, you see, I stopped violent crimes. Yeah, dickface, but you still got people getting robbed. You still got people fucking homes being broken into, cars being broken into. The smaller quality of life things that make cities harder is what he's going to fucking add to. But he's going to omit that because that's what politicians do. He will only go after sex crimes, public corruption, murder, sex trafficking, and domestic violence. So outside of that, everything else is still on the table, guys. And listen, domestic violence is a problem. Homicides are a problem as well. But when you let smaller things go, they fester into bigger things. Now, I am not a cop, but I've seen this city from its bad to good, back to bad again. When Giuliani cleaned the city up, he used the broken window theory to clean the city up. But now, de Blasio and Eric Adams are letting the city fall apart because they're like, well, you know what? The black folks here in the city, they had it so hard. You know how many of us black folks fucking work, have a job, decided not to rob an old lady? How many Spanish dudes actually have a job in the family and decided not to punch a fucking old man in the face for his $2 in his wallet? A lot of us. But yet, that small percentage are going to be the percentage that wreaks havoc. They're going to be the small percentage that has a stray bullet coming out of their gun and hitting some kid playing in the playground. But these guys don't fucking see it that way. They only think that, well, we got to look at the criminal's history, the perp. We got to look at his history and see what he went through and make sure that we don't complicate his life anymore, because when he gets out of jail, if we can prevent him from going to jail, we want him to be able to get a job when he's done with this. This is what they're thinking about. They think, and guys, this shit came out of this guy's mouth. He wants to consider not putting him in jail because he doesn't want to create hardship for them when they get out of jail or when they get out of trouble or when they stop being in trouble. This is what he's worried about. He's worried about the fucking criminals and not the people in the city. He also, I found this interesting, he also doesn't want his prosecutors to put life without the possibility of parole on the table, meaning he wants to strike that thinking from the prosecutors. So no matter what you do, guys, even if you murder somebody, the life without parole sentencing is not on the table. So you could shoot a cop and get out in 25, 30 years. You could punch a kid in the face and kill that kid, and you can get out in 20 or 35 years. He also wants to make the max sentence 25 years, even for murder, to my understanding. Again, guys, if a guy's like, oh, I could do 25 years standing on my head, I don't know, first of all, I don't know anybody that'll actually say that, but there are some psych patients out there. But you are lessening the you're lessening the crime. You're lessening the repercussions. You're taking that repercussions away from them, is what you're doing. Armed robbery will now be charged or downgraded to petty larceny. An armed robbery, as long as you don't hurt the person you're robbing. So if you pull the gun out and go, hey man, give me a spam, and the guy's like, but I love this shit, give me a fucking spam. And as long as you don't pistol whip him or hit him with the gun or kick him in the balls or anything like that, it gets downgraded to petty larceny. As of right now, armed robbery is a class C felony, or B is C felony, and you get anywhere between 25 to 15 years in jail. Criminal possession of a weapon, any weapon with the exception of a gun, is now a misdemeanor. So if you were walking around the streets with a machete, you used to get a felony charge. Now it's a misdemeanor, or it'll get downgraded to a misdemeanor. The city's going to implode. I am 100% sure now the city's going to collapse. I thought Eric Adams was going to clean it up and do the right thing. Apparently not. Criminal possession of a weapon before Eric Adams got in was a Class D felony, which got you up to 7 years in prison. But now, guys, it doesn't matter, right? You get a misdemeanor charge as long as you don't fucking hurt anybody with it, hit anybody with the machete, bat, whatever it is, you're good. They are protecting the criminals more than they're protecting the people. Now, of course, this DA, Alvin Braggs, is getting some backlash, but he's protected by fucking Eric Adams. Eric Adams is hiring the wrong people for his cabinet, and I knew he was going to do that. He's picking people based on the color of their skin and not what the fuck they bring to the table, because he's not looking at anybody of any stature. He's like, oh, you're a Negro, you're hired. Oh my God, you're a black Negro, you're hired. You're a female trans lesbian Negro, oh, you're hired too. This is what he's doing. He's not using logic. He's not looking at their past record and going, all right, you're good for the job, you're good for the job. He's not looking at them as whether or not they're good for the job. He's looking at them as, they're black, I'm hiring them. That's all he's doing. Because everybody right now who's in the newspaper here in New York City is like, first black female for this, first black female for that, first black guy for this. I'm like, and this is why he's doing it. So that he could sit there and say, well, I've created history in New York City by hiring X, Y, and Z. Burglaries will now be treated as a low-level Class D felony. Burglaries, as of right now, or before Adams got in, were a Class C and D felony. No, sorry, B and C felony. Now they're being treated as a low-level D felony. Burglary got you anywhere between 25 years for a B and 15 years for a C felony. That's up to 25 and 15 years. They don't throw the max at you here in the city. For 25 years, you probably got, if you pleaded, you might have gotten anywhere between 5 to 10. But here in New York City, they rarely throw the max at people unless they fuck somebody up in the process, like a push and robbery that went wrong. Other than that, now, again, guys, you could burglarize people's homes. As far as the eye can see, homes. So many victims out there, so little time. Drug dealers, low-level guys, the soldiers that you see in the street, not the top dogs, but the little dudes who think they're big willies is fucking sitting on the street selling whatever they're selling now, crack, cocaine, 8 balls, whatever the fuck they're selling. They're being treated now, if they get arrested with anything on them, it's a misdemeanor for possession, or misdemeanor possession, sorry. So that's what they're giving them now. So before that, it was a little higher. It depended on how much you had is what you were going to be charged with. And I forgot what the percentage of the amount was. You had too much, it was a felony. Well, now, if they're low level, like I said, low level soldiers, they get a misdemeanor possession. So with that, guys, say adios to New York City. It's toast. Again, a lot of you are going to ask, you need to get the fuck out of here. I know that. By the end of this year, we'll be gone. But there's no way we'll be able to stick around to this bullshit. Now, There was a gang bust here in New York City somewhere. I'm not sure where it was, but it was called the Triple Threat, Operation Triple Threat, and they arrested like 19 gang members or 23. I can't remember what it was, but let's keep this in mind, guys, for those of you that are sucking Eric Adams' dick. Operation Triple Threat was under surveillance for months, if not years, before they implemented that attack the other day. So that shit doesn't fall on Eric Adams, it falls on de Blasio, because not he, but it was under his command. It actually falls under, what's his name? Dermot Mache, that asshole that just left the PD commissioner. That actually falls on him. Not even this new black NYPD commissioner. Falls on the fucking old white Irish dude, right? And not that I'm protecting the old white Irish dude. I don't like him either because he's a piece of shit liberal. But this new fucking chick, she's going to be worse. And now she's trying to add that gang capture to her resume, which is bullshit. But anyway, not the point. The city's going to fall apart. I will be reporting the falling apartness of New York City because it's going to be fucking glorious to see, because these assholes voted this asshole in, and now it's going to bite them in the ass. I can't wait. I really can't fucking wait. Other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching this channel, and see you in the next video.